Welcome to Know Your Toastmasters Leader. This week we have Magda Bianash, a force of nature who blends fierce discipline with heartfelt leadership. As the current president of Glasgow Toastmasters and a certified Krav Maga instructor, Magda's journey is a masterclass in resilience. From navigating personal challenges to empowering others through self defense and public speaking, her story reveals how strength is shaped, not inherited. Magda, tell us a bit about yourself, your journey from Poland to the UK.
Sure. My journey is a story of an immigrant who was determined to build a better life. I came to Scotland about 19 years ago, and at that time, I couldn't speak any English, I didn't have any money, and I didn't have any work experience. But what I had was ambition and also a dream, a dream to build a better life than I had back when I was growing up in Poland. The plan was simple. I wanted to find a job, save some money, learn some English, and then eventually move back to Poland after a year or two. However, life had other plans. About after a year of arriving in Scotland, I became pregnant, and at that time, moving back to Poland just wasn't an option. So I decided to stay. What I did was because I was really focused on my education, I wanted to get a degree, and that's what I wanted to. That's like what I remember I always wanted to do when I was growing up. So I stayed in Scotland, and I decided to go to college. So I went to college. I studied business, but initially for me that was quite tough because my English was limited. I didn't speak a lot in English. I couldn't quite understand what other people were saying. So I remember my first few months in college, just couldn't understand the teachers. That meant I had to study quite like twice as hard to catch up and to be able to learn and to do well. But I was determined. So I worked hard and that paid off because I finished college with good grades. I then moved on to university. I got a bachelor degree and then on to a master's degree. I got my master's in international financial management, and um, I did quite well because in my final year I was awarded the Cart Medal. It was an award given to the best performing student, and that was my first greater achievement. I was really proud of myself at that time. After graduating, I found a job in a bank where I learned a lot. I got really good experience. And also around the same time, I found a passion. I found a passion for Krav Maga and I started training a lot. I attended seminars. I progressed through gradings. I'm quite high up in gradings and in Krav Maga. And I also became a Krav Maga instructor. So I'm now a certified Krav Maga instructor.
You're now a certified Krav Maga instructor. What exactly is Krav Maga and what benefit does it offer to people of all ages and background?
Sure. Krav Maga is a logical and practical self defense system that anyone, regardless of size, age, fitness level, like anyone really can learn. It focuses on simple techniques, like, for example, punches or kicks. And it's also based on intuitive movements that we would normally use if we were to be attacked by someone. For example, you would raise your hands to protect your head. In Krav Maga, some of those intuitive movements are further developed to, for example, build like a technique to defend, like for example, to defend yourself if someone was to attack you with a knife, so someone can attack you to the stomach or there's multiple ways that people can attack, but one of the attacks could be like this over your like they want to attack your head. A good a good way to defend this attack would be to raise your hand as if you would like to protect your hand, protect your head, but you would raise that hand to block this knife so it doesn't reach your head. So it's quite an intuitive movement. It's just one example of what you can use to protect yourself against a knife attack. In Krav Maga, we also learn how to assess a situation. So if you feel like you're in danger, you want to assess this quickly and respond with the right way. For example, someone could attack you, but you're not too sure that you're really in danger. Maybe they are just playing with you. And if you, for example, throw this person, if it's your instinctive reaction, then what if that person lands on a hard surface? Then you could injure that person. So you take responsibility. So maybe in some situations, a softer technique might be more effective, like, for example, a controlled takedown. So yeah, so Krav Maga is a self-defense system. What it makes that stand out is that it's focused on real life situations. Like for example, in a street attack, if you are attacked with different weapons like a knife or a baseball bat, or it could be multiple attackers. So in Krav Maga, we learn like what to do if there are multiple attackers. Like how do you react to this? And Krav Maga is for everyone. We have classes for kids. We have classes just for women because there are some women who they don't feel comfortable training with men. So we have those classes as well. And what is the benefit of Krav Maga? For me, it was that I feel safe, I'm confident. I know that if I was attacked by someone, I know I can defend myself. And that's probably the biggest benefit for me, that peace of mind that I'm not really I'm not scared. And I would be more scared about the other person that I could injure them and make something. But yeah, that gives you that peace of mind, the confidence.
For many mothers, one of the greatest achievements is raising a son. Your son is now preparing to study aerospace engineering. Congratulations, Magda. What advice would you give to other parents, especially in the time when kids are increasingly drawn to gaming and digital distractions?
Thank you, Suraj. And yeah, that's a great question. I think many parents face this these days. But what I would say is, because for me, one of the most important thing is to spend quality time with my son and find something that we both enjoy doing together. Like for example, my son, he's now 17, he will be 18 in March next year. He started going to the gym a couple of months ago, and I was thinking to myself like, do I maybe I should also start going to the gym? And that's a great opportunity for both of us to connect more. And that time that we spend together, even when we go to the gym, even a couple of minutes, it's a great opportunity to talk to each other. So for me, spending quality time with your children and being fully present, especially if they come to you, especially with a problem that they have, in that moment, probably what you're doing is not as important as your child. So in that moment, what I usually do is just drop everything and focus on my son. So quality time is important. The second thing is I don't really want to restrict my son to play games. It's one of his passions. He enjoys playing video games, Xbox games. And he also spends maybe not too much, but he spends time on his phone. but I don't like the word restriction. What I like to do is encourage my son to find other passions. Like, for example, my son enjoys building um, like plastic models. He likes like he's got a lot of like, he buys a lot of sets. Like I feel like I don't even have enough space at home now. If whenever he wants to like he tells me, "Oh, I want this one. I want a new set." I'm like, "Oh my god, where are we going to put it?" But the good thing about this is that it keeps him away from playing games, and it's his passion. So, so the second thing would be find another passion that your child would spend more time than actually playing games. It's more interesting. And finally, which probably is the best advice is to be a role model because kids they copy us. If not now, maybe later in their life. So if we want our kids not to like spend too much time on the phone, but this is exactly what we do, it will just not work. So be a good role model. So in short, I would say be fully present, achieve balance, and be a role model for your children.
You're now the current president of Glasgow Toastmasters. How has this club helped you to grow as a leader?
That's a good question. I feel like I'm relatively new to this role. I've been in this role for about 2 months now, which has been a great experience, of course. But it's the experience is actually more than I had initially expected. What's good about this role is that it helps me to practice skills like, for example, delegating tasks, motivating other people, building connection with a team. But the role itself has its own challenges. But it's good in a way. I can learn skills like, for example, how to resolve conflicts within the team. But what I've learned, which is probably something like the most important thing for me, was that even as a leader, you don't need to have answers to all the questions. You don't have to know everything. What's important is to to listen to your team and support them, learn with them. So effectively, you grow with the team as well.
In your view, what makes a good leader?
Good leader. For me, a good leader is someone who builds trust. Because without trust, people are not safe to take risks. They don't feel comfortable. So it's less likely that they will get out of their comfort zone. And a good leader should lead by example. They should show consistency between their words and their actions. And that's how trust is earned. Once trust is there, people are more likely to be more committed. They usually go the extra mile. They support each other. It's also easier to resolve conflicts within the team, and that's because people they feel safe in that environment. So for me, building that trust is the foundation. There are of course other skills that a good leader should have, but if trust is not there, then usually all the other usually the team will fall apart. So yeah, trust is really important.
We're going to play the rapid fire round now. Magda, are you ready?
Of course, always.
Your proudest professional achievement.
It's becoming a company director. It shows how far I've come since arriving in Scotland with no English, no money, and no work experience.
One daily ritual you never skip.
It's walking my dog. It helps me clear my head and also gives me the best ideas when I'm trying to resolve a problem.
How do you handle failure as a leader?
Oh, that word just doesn't exist in my dictionary. I treat it as a teacher and a chance to learn something new.
Your biggest pet peeve.
Oh, it has to be people dropping litter on streets.
Have you ever used your Krav Maga skills outside of class?
Oh, no. Fortunately, no, but I'm ready to use it anytime.
Right, Magda. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Raj.
At Toastmasters, we aim for the stars. Magda, are you ready to fly high?
Always.